got to survey Thursday, and let's start with the results of last week. Last week we asked the following question. If indeed you have, say during the week, a few simchas in shul, but you have a kohen, should we ask the kohen to leave? And I have to admit, it was basically a draw. Some people said, no, the kohen gets the first aliyah, that's the halacha, and the others should understand it. And others said, listen, the kohen should be reasonable, and he probably gets more aliyahs than everyone in the shul throughout the year, and therefore he should step out. And many of you gave ideas somewhere in the middle, namely on the one hand to be sensitive to the halacha that the kohen should get the first aliyah, and on the other hand be sensitive to the people when they have that extraordinary once a year, or maybe once in a few years, simcha. And with that, let's go to the survey for this week. The Chazzanim and his dress code. How people dress to shul is none of our business. They should keep the halacha in terms of how you're supposed to dress, but it's not something on a communal level that we can do anything about. However, the Chazan, according to many different halachas, has a higher standard than the congregant. For example, the Mishnah says, hapocheach, someone called a pocheach, should not be Chazan. And according to Rashi, that means someone in shorts. Others disagree and say, no, it means a shirt without sleeves. We call a sleeveless shirt, but that is the position of Rashi, and that's the way Rav Ovadia Yosef paskins and others. Regardless of the specifics, it seems very clear that the person that represents the entire congregation has a higher level of dress code than everyone else. And I'm sure you've seen in Chutz La'aretz many places where it says a chazan cannot be chazan unless he's wearing a jacket or puts a talis over his head, whatever it might be. Here's the question. Should we enforce a dress code for chazanim? On the one hand, I'm very uncomfortable when I see a chazan who's wearing jeans and a shirt, not exactly ironed to say the least, or a polo shirt, and he's the chazan for the entire congregation representing us before God. On the other hand, it's not like a minyan during the week is so filled with people that could be chazan. Most of the people don't want to be chazan. Many people can't be chazan, and for good reasons. And if you have a guy that actually can pronounce the words, has a good pace, what am I going to do? He's dressed in jeans and a polo shirt that sometimes is a little too small on him. That's what you got. Here's the question. Should we enforce a dress code for chazanim or not? Looking forward to your answers.